Welcome to your astrological natal chart forecast report. It's your boy, the Peace Dealer. Always grateful to do any report for you. You have definitely been a great support. And looking forward to blessing you with this transit forecast. So we do see you are Libra Sun and Rising, the supporting character, the cosmic agent, and as we can see here, Leo season's end will bring us Venus in Cancer, the North Node 27 degrees, Neptune still retrograde, directly retrograde my sun, 20 Neptune, Mars in Aries getting ready to retrograde, and the moon on your sun, and Chiron on your moon. So I definitely want to talk first about Chiron on your moon and Mars, because being a vessel of Chiron during transits definitely now imbues your soul to be, how do I say this? Not just a vessel, but a vehicle through which to trigger the crap out of other people. And we see that this is also in your seventh. So this is going to be here for the next few years while it's exact, all right, coming up over your moon. I want you to think of your moon as the receptive force. So like the vibrant quality that you hold space for others on the inside is going to be attracting and receptive, which is very important because Aries is an expressive masculine energy. Aries is, it's a explosive fire. It goes out. So what you're attracting with the moon are passionate actions and characters towards you, and that Chiron energy is going to be leading forth to you, almost people tripping, but more so the wounded aspect of their masculine energy. And then once that comes out, because your moon draws it out, and people only see the Libra, so they don't really see that their Aries moon is low-key drawing it out, boom, that's when you strike with your Mars. Like, gotcha, bitch. Gotcha, bitch. Boom. Boom. And that's how the Mars sounds. It's like, gotcha. Like, ha. And this is going to be very amazing in cases where like people may try and gaslight you and try and act like they weren't drawn to your moon, and you just hit them with Mars. Boom. So this is even more important because you and I both have Chiron in Cancer. And so Chiron squaring Chiron right now is revisiting the emotional wounds or emotional insecurities we have, with the ability through the square to fight back through empowerment. So it's like any emotional insecurities throughout this period are challenging you to effectively confront through the assertion of your masculinity, as you'll see with other people. And because Chiron's in your 10th, as a Libra rising and sun, this is really impacting you in the sense of how balanced and altruistically you G-check people, okay? Especially as a woman, because it's interesting. It's like you're still going to be very much so a woman, but you'll be giving people stares, and like the way you'll be kind of acting, it's like, you know, I still got these hands. Like, I'm very much so a woman, but I can and will smack you up. And it's weird because like you won't have to say that, but you'll be reversing stereotypical gender role dynamics through this. And this is where you really gain the most from being a woman with this masculine energy of Libra intellect, and then passionate aggression, and adrenaline with So we know that you have Venus and Leo in the 11th as a Libra rising. We know that during Leo season, the sun is going to be transiting your 11th. This is the house of gains. And so the purpose of this transit for you every year, which is the purpose of every Libra rising during Leo season, is to consolidate the 6 months of practice on your talents, because Aquarius is your 5th house. So every Aquarius season, you establish a new sense of your talents that you practice, and so that they master by Leo season the audience, so that you have an audience to express it to. Whether this is stage performance, whether this is writing, whether this is just being yourself and just being for your friends out there, because we have mutual receptivity from Venus traveling out of your 9th in Gemini, we know that it going through Jupiter retrograde is going to allow the conversations and connections you have to be blessed with this Jupiterian expansion. And so once it moves into Cancer, this is going to simulate true love by the end of the cycle, only because of your Chiron that will be healing any type of distortion that the Venus retrograde in Gemini came up through and for. This is very, very, very important once again, because if we base this according to the context of you being in chapter 4, Endgame, this apocalypse transit is helping you gain an incredible understanding of how to complete the process of harnessing your ancestral power. This 4th house transit is your ancestral power with Neptune that was recently unlocked. And the best and coolest part about this transit is that we get 27 degrees, which, yes, the South Node will now officially begin unlocking the crap out of Uranus in your 3rd, which the Sun in Leo at the end of the transit will trine. And so the unlocking of this energy is geared towards, and you want to look at it as like NZT, you are a living super genius. And the way that you're able to actually, this is why your Mercury sextiles houses, the way that you're actually able to process information, omens, synchronicities, and literally see auras and visions has been capped. It's actually been limited. You've been able to master this since birth, but you haven't necessarily been able to fully see the full range until now, with this unlocking of energy with the South Node to align this in the ninth of truth Gemini, so that you can now, with your greater awareness and experience, now unlock the full range of your Uranus conjunct Saturn, which I still think is one of the most awesome aspects anyone could ever have. So the reason why this is important is because the Sun's transit in Leo over Venus is really going to bring a greater awareness of where love and courage belongs in your life. The sextile coming into Cancer is also going to open up opportunities for you to make new friends and to also heal existing friendships, especially as we see Venus come over your Chiron, which we will the week of the 16th of August. This is definitely very, very, very amazing, though, when we take into consideration that we still do have Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn in your 4th. And this is providing you the foundation for you to not only draw energy up from the Earth, but because this is still squaring Aries and Libra, this is allowing you the private understanding of who you are on the inside and who you can be comfortable with, which is difficult as a Libra rising, so that you can be more sincere out in the world. I really treat 11th and 12th house transits as just closure. And so this is definitely going to be a great period to come into not just really money, but an abundance of how popular and influential you are. And so this will serve to remind you of your own personal star power, especially as the Sun gets closer to Regulus and trines Uranus and Saturn. This is definitely going to be a month that facilitates the full unlocking of your 3rd eye coming into Virgo season to now change the reality with the square to the Sagittarius, so which is like changing and adjusting your focus so that you can see more with your 3rd eye, and then bam, Libra season comes, and you're now aligning this in your identity. Boom. And then we step into 2021, which is going to actually be a very amazing year for you in terms of creativity, self-employment, and money, which is great because you're already making great money. So outside of that, we know Neptune is still a bit close to your North Node, but we want to look at the quincunx Neptune is making to your natal Venus, and this is really what's going to glean insight about people's behaviors based off of, small talk, casual conversations, while also getting ready to transform the nature of your lifestyle based on the dictates of your heart so that you could bring more luxury and glamour. This is going to clash, though, very much so with Pluto that you have in Scorpio. And this is where we also have to take into account the opposition that you have with Uranus in your 8th, that is now unconventionally transforming how you not only receive money, but deal directly with others. I would say the coolest part about Leo season for you ultimately is, if we think about the purpose of Cancer season and this cardinal cross that this created for you, this was meant to really establish a change in direction of your career and legacy based on this transformation of your connection to Earth, the ancestry, and maybe even opening up opportunities for real estate. So coming into the 11th house of Leo season has everything to do with, okay, who more can I connect with, and what are the gains from career that I'm going to come into based on a much more confident understanding of your legacy and really what you're meant to accomplish. Because remember, this is the first Cancer and Leo season ever since the North Node left Cancer. And now that it's in Gemini, this is going to really get ready to ascend very powerfully and magically your whole life, especially with the influence of Jupiter. Okay. Outside of that, I want to end where we started, and that's with the influence of Chiron, because the sun in Leo is going to be trining Chiron and trining your moon. This is definitely going to allow you to activate a much greater and passionate release of pent up energy of your soul that the square in Cancer really pressure cooked. And this release will allow you to vent and also really come up with very passionate and fun ideas that you may see come in through other friends in your 11th house that will want to stimulate this sense of wanderlust that's building within you. This Chiron is also a mechanism for you to activate spiritual power in others, but this may happen more through arguments and any type of experiences that have to do with releasing pent-up anger. And this is why I was saying you're going to trigger the living shit out of almost everybody. But don't worry, you're literally supposed to, because it's through that releasing of anger mechanism. And the reason why it's going to happen is because this period for you, Monika, is you just not holding back anymore. Especially once the South Node goes to your Uranus, you're going to realize, wow, like, there's no reason for me to hold back. If people don't understand the light language I'm speaking, if people don't understand this advanced language that I'm speaking, that's on them. I'm really just here to let people know now why they need to either like shift gears or get with the program. You're not shoving beliefs down people's throats. You're not getting people to believe anything that isn't true. You're just, fulfilling your duty by advancing their understanding of the frequencies, the omens, and the vibrations that are around them, as this will prepare you, of course, for 2021, where it's seriously go time. So you stay blessed as always, and until next time.